Okay, Marcel Kampman. So, what should society and people think new about?
I feel that we have to think new about things that we take for granted. I feel that living here in Western Europe, that we sort of get used to and comfortable in the situation we're in, meaning we can afford everything that we want to have. We can go anywhere we want to go. We can do anything we want to do. We can have beautiful vacations anywhere. Buy the newest iPad because of the screen resolution and all that stuff. And what strikes me, also given my background being more of a designer, is that we don't challenge anymore. So we take things for granted. And I think if we really want to make things more impactful, or we want to make sure that people try to love things again for a good reason, we need to consider more. And how we could potentially do that is we need to better interact with other people. We need to have better conversations. We need to carefully consider by asking people who are we creating things for, if they actually want to have them, if they actually want to use them.
Okay.
And not because only of that for technical reasons a bigger resolution is a possibility, right? So,
Marcel, can you explain your project and kind of have a, you can you turn, then we can see your jacket, and you can tell us a little bit about your project here.
So we did a workshop at Lyft for a project called Happy Places. And that's a project that I started, I think 2 years ago, when I was totally, my background is a creative, but I was more of a consultant then. Well, the thing of being a consultant is you only have a bag and a laptop, a Mac, obviously, since you're a creative, you need a Mac, and you still wear sneakers, right? But you're helping people with intangible stuff, strategies, visions, and things like that. But given my background as a designer, I really had the urge again to create something, to make something that people can see, people can experience, which was not something basically created for a client, so a thing that I could basically design on myself. So I bought all kinds of stuff back for myself to basically get answers to a question. And the question is a really simple one, but really difficult to answer, is how do people create space for other people, keeping in mind what they create impacts the people who are going to use it. So, for instance, imagine an architect creating a building, and when you have the beautiful building, the architect thinks he's done, right? So he creates the building, it's beautiful, it will be in all the design magazines, and ta-da-da, it's beautiful. I live in the Netherlands. 80% of the day it's rainy. I buy a house by the looks of the exterior, but I spend 80% of my time sitting inside, looking outside at the ugly houses on the other side of the road. So my life quality is based on the view that I have. The decision that I make is based on the exterior of the house that I never see anymore, since I'm sitting inside continuously. So my question to architects then would be, if you would consider building houses, can you build a house for the view instead of the exterior? So can we maybe change the paradigm? And I think Happy Place is about finding the motives and the ideas behind decisions that people make for them. So they, within the process of coming to a certain manifest form, can be an idea, can be a building, can be an application, can be a company where people work, where people also need space to develop and stuff like that. They can make more considerate decisions on the things that they do.
What was your main surprising thing in this project?
That's I think really a simple thing is you always have the feeling that people that are known know everything. And I think the secret of asking a question and bringing a camera to somebody that is known, could be a musician, can be a philosopher, or anything that a lot of people know, and you go there, then you find humble people not knowing, also looking for answers. And so that and it sounds stupid, but people behind the business cards are just people that also are searching for better answers. They don't know everything. And I think that's one of the most fascinating things, is that I had an interview with an astronaut, which is really amazing, being a guy. Space obviously is something.
Which guy?
Claude Nicollier, he's a Swiss astronaut.
Okay.
And he flew the space shuttle 4 times, and he repaired the Hubble Space Telescope, which is kind of well, that's the reason why we can look into space, right? And I asked him, how is it to be in space, looking down at Earth? And he said, well, it's quite nice, it's a nice background. However, I'm going into space to fix something. So my mission is to fix something. My mission is not to look at Earth. I thought, but in my dreams it was always about looking back at Earth and have the overview effect, right? Of knowing that you see the relativity of things, relativity of life and stuff like that. But he just had a mission. He went up, he fixed the thing and got back. And the funny thing is, your assumptions that you have turn out to be wrong. So I think that's one of the second learnings, is that you have assumptions and they don't work. And today with the workshop, it's kind of the same thing. One of the questions was, what did you expect? Right, was one of the closing questions. And the really honest answer is nothing, really. Hopefully something, but I don't know what kind of something. But I was hoping that something would actually happen. Thankfully, that things happened and people started working. But you never know for sure, right? So we cannot make you don't pay for it. We just ask a question and people participate, and that's nice. So I think that's also maybe a third, is that assumptions don't work, and expectations are also a difficult thing, because expectations are basically based on assumptions that things are going to be beautiful and nice. And if you just consider that everything's fine, no matter whatever happens, it's also okay.
Where do we see your project?
Well, for now it's kind of a hidden gem, which is unfair. But
there's no site?
There's a site, but you cannot find there so much. So you can see the people that I've interviewed until now.
Can you tell us the site?
Yeah, that's the happyplacesproject.com. So happyplacesproject.com. banner, bling, bling, bling. Now but it's just a page, and you can see the people that I've interviewed. But there's also a reason for that, because this is about people and people as people, and not people as business cards talking. I also feel that if I'm sharing their stories, well, I want to know would be a thing, but I feel that I have the responsibility of carefully sharing the things. So if I would turn it into a video website, then it's just like any other website with videos, and then it has a lesser value. So I'm trying to find a way to, I don't know how yet, but to make it available to a group of people that's interested.
Okay.
And figuring that one out.
Last question, Marcel. Yeah. What do you personally think about gender space?
Like most spaces, I'm now discovering as an astronaut of all the spaces that I encounter, is it's also one of the things that's really underestimated, right? So I'm in the innovation industry, and it's dominated by guys. And also that involves a lot of technology and business, and obviously the most decision makers are male, so are men. Yeah, men is the proper word, I would say. But they're making decisions for women as well, and the same for kids as well, right? So they also make decisions. They make the games where kids have to play with. That doesn't make sense at all. So I feel that if we would better consider that we are all humans, but we have different genders as well, and we respect that, but also keep that in our heads continuously when we make decisions. We can make, well, successes can be bigger. And success doesn't necessarily mean more money or something, but it can also mean we better understand each other. So it doesn't make sense to make a really male, masculine advert for a sledgehammer to sell it to a woman because she's not so intimidated by the technology behind it. Quite likely, but it's my assumption in this case. It's risky to do that. She's more interested in the result of the thing, what it's fixing, right? So it's not about drilling a hole in a wall. It's about hanging that the frame is on the wall, maybe where the picture is in. I don't know, but she's not really busy with the process of the drilling, and and also to make better informed decisions. That's a space also to further discover. Is actually okay. I don't know. So that's also why the project is based on observing and learning by exploring. Is I can only say something about it if I asked somebody who's working in it, and otherwise I would be making assumptions, and based on assumptions, well, things start to change, right? And sometimes in the wrong direction. So I think be more careful making decisions for other genders, but not necessarily only genders, or for other people in general. I think that would be a thing we should also do better, and eventually maybe things help people to feel less discriminated or left out or excluded in processes or in buildings or parking lots in Germany, for instance. You have Frauenparkplätze, right? Mm-hmm. We don't have that, which is also funny in a way, because it doesn't feel like democratic or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's my feeling. So involve the people and don't leave them out of processes.
Thank you.
Anytime.